Hey guys, so I am back for another update, a TTC update, HCG Beta number 2. So I got a positive pregnancy test a little while ago, and then I had my first blood draw for my HCG to see what the level was, and I posted that video a couple days ago. And then today I am sharing the results for my second blood draw for HCG, which tests how much of the pregnancy hormone is in your system. Okay, just being honest with you guys, it is many days after I got that result. I just haven't gotten a chance to sit down and film this video. So today is Tuesday, November 2nd. So let's see what day I got those results. I took my first blood test at 13 DPO and then the second one at 15 DPO. So today I'm sharing my 15 DPO results. So the first blood test I took on October 25th. And I was hoping for an HCG of between 50 or 100, but like ideally at least 100. And I shared that number with you guys in the last video that I posted on TTC stuff, and that was a number of 148. So that was a really great starting number. I had a chemical pregnancy back in like June or July, and my HCG level then was like 16 at that same point in my cycle. So, or it might have been like a day or two earlier. But anyway, so I was definitely happy with that 148. When I was pregnant with my daughter, my first number was 158. So it was right there, like around the same number with the pregnancy that I had previously that ended up working out. So I was super happy about that. And then the second blood draw was on October 27th, and I got the results on October 28th. And so for that one, for your HCG, it's supposed to double around every 48 hours. So my first result was 148, so I was hoping for it to be at least 300. When I was pregnant with my daughter, my second result was, I think it was 4 something, somewhere in the 400s. I don't remember exactly what it was. I can't find it on here because it was like with a different doctor's office, because I was working with a reproductive endocrinologist at that time. So I could go back and watch my video, but yeah, maybe I'll put the number right here if I can go back and find it. But anyway, so I will stop delaying and tell you guys the number. So for my second HCG, I was hoping for at least 300, and the number was a 478. So it more than doubled. In fact, it like more than tripled in 2 days. So that made me very happy that the number was rising as it should. And so my doctor said I don't need to do any more blood draws at this point, and we can just wait for the first ultrasound for like the next check-in. So yeah, that was really, really exciting news. I feel a little bit more relief for sure than I did when I first got the positive pregnancy test, but I will feel, I think, a big relief when I have that first ultrasound and see that there's like a baby in the uterus and maybe even a heartbeat. That would be really reassuring to see that everything is like looking good. Because I had an ectopic pregnancy in the past, I go in for an early ultrasound. Normally they would have you come in for your first ultrasound around like 8 to 10 weeks, I believe. But my doctor is having me come in at between like 6 and 7 weeks. So it'll definitely be early. I don't know if I'll be able to see a heartbeat or not. With my daughter, I went in, I would think it was just about 6.5 weeks, and we did see her heartbeat in that first ultrasound, so that was really cool. So I'm really hoping for that. Unfortunately, my husband won't be able to come with me. He's allowed to come to the appointments, but they don't allow children, and we don't have anyone to watch my daughter that day, so he can't come because he can't bring my daughter like and hold her at the appointment. So that's a huge bummer, and I doubt they allow you to like film the appointment. Most doctor's offices are pretty strict about that generally, but yeah, I'm just hoping it'll just be good news at that appointment. And yeah, so that's that. I did have to make a decision on what to do about my doctor, because if you guys have been following all the details of my situation, well, actually the doctor who I had for my pregnancy last time left the practice, and then my midwife, who I got switched to, who I really, really like, she also went to a different doctor's office. So my old doctor went to a different office that doesn't deliver at the same hospital that I delivered at with my daughter, and I really like that hospital, and I really would like to stay with that hospital. And my midwife went to a different practice that still delivers at that hospital, but all the doctors' offices that deliver at that hospital like closed all their remote offices, like their little local offices, anywhere near me. Like there used to be one down the street from me, there used to be one that was like only 15-20 minutes away, and all of those closed. And so no matter who I went with, if I stayed at this hospital for delivery, or I'd stay with a doctor that delivered at this hospital, I was gonna have to go pretty far for my doctor's appointments. For my midwife that I like, who left my current, you know, doctor's office, who they still deliver at the hospital, but there's only 2 offices, and one is like basically at the hospital, so like 40-ish minutes away from where I live, and then one office like even further. So I had to make a decision whether I was gonna like completely switch doctors and hospitals and all that. So I guess I could change it again, but I'm the type of person that like, I don't like loose ends. I don't like things not decided. I like to make a decision and like be done with it. Otherwise it just sits in the back of my head like nagging me, and it stresses me out. So I feel like I made a decision. I could change my mind later, but I have a like set decision for now, and that is I'm gonna follow my midwife, who I really like, to her new practice, which, you know, it's a little bit of a far drive, but you don't really go to the doctor that much until you get later into pregnancy, and it's pretty close to where I used to work, and I used to do that drive like 5 days a week when I was pregnant. So I think an appointment here or there isn't the end of the world. So I'm glad that I got that figured out, because I needed to like get these first appointments scheduled and get the ultrasound scheduled and stuff pretty quickly. And part of what helped me decide is the doctors like group that I was currently with. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll stay with them for a little bit and see how it goes. And I was trying to get that early ultrasound scheduled, and they were like giving me a hard time about it. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, like I said, I was with a reproductive endocrinologist at that time, so I didn't like graduate from them. Even though I got pregnant on my own, like they still didn't let me leave their practice until I hit a certain number of weeks in pregnancy, so I didn't like leave and then have to come back or something. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, that office like required me to come in early for an ultrasound. They like wouldn't let me go longer because they knew about the history of everything, whereas this doctor's office that I'm currently with, that I'm switching away from to follow my midwife, they were like giving me a hard time about coming in early. And like the woman I spoke to on the phone was just so rude. I got put on hold for so long, and it's just like this big medical group, and the one I'm switching to is like a little bit smaller, and I feel like maybe it'll be more personal. And also I just love my midwife. She has such good vibes, and you just want that when you're pregnant. You want somebody who has good vibes, who you get along with, who you feel like is going to be encouraging and positive, but also honest with you about like risks and stuff. So yeah, I feel good about my decision. I'm glad I have that sorted out. I had my first appointment with a nurse. I had my first appointment for an ultrasound. They're actually back to back on the same day at about 6.5 weeks, or what I estimate will be about 6.5 weeks for me. So almost exactly the same timing as my daughter. So that's great. Symptom wise, I had a lot of cramping like the first few days right after I got the positive pregnancy test, and then since then I really haven't had much cramping. I've had no spotting, not a single spot, except for that very first day when I like got the faint positive. I think I was 9 DPO, just like very, very light spotting, which now I know must have been implantation bleeding, because it was like, I wouldn't even call it spotting, it was so light. But other than that, no spotting, just like little things. I've just been like tired and having trouble sleeping a little bit, and I don't know if that's because I'm like anxious about the pregnancy or excited or whatever, or if it's because of like physical changes because I'm pregnant. And then the other thing is, this happened, I remember with my daughter really bad at the beginning and at the end of pregnancy, is every time I stand up I get so lightheaded. Like I have to be really, really careful standing up, because I will just, it'll just go black. And yeah, so yeah, I've been trying to be really good about drinking water, because I tend to have low blood pressure anyway, and then pregnancy can like mess with your blood pressure in general. So yeah, I'm trying to be really good about drinking water. I've got my big water bottle that my sister bought me. I don't know how many ounces this is, 26 ounces. So if I could drink like 2 to 3 of these a day, that's pretty good. I should have my ultrasound up pretty shortly after this video, because you guys are pretty behind in real time. I just wanted to, honestly, I don't think I've explained this, but the timing of when I'm posting my first like pregnancy test, my 9 DPO pregnancy test, will in real life be the day after I have my ultrasound, just because I really wanted to have that first ultrasound and know the results of that before I posted my first pregnancy test. So when I'm sharing the news with friends and family, that I'm not like saying, hey, I'm pregnant and you know, blah, blah, blah. And then like the next week have to say like, oh, the ultrasound didn't go well. I'd rather know what the ultrasound says and have like be a little bit further along before I tell like everyone in my life. And so yeah, I waited a little bit longer to post those pregnancy tests. I mean, at this point I still haven't had the ultrasound, so I'm going to be waiting a little bit longer. They'll be up by the time this goes up, obviously, but yeah, I waited a little bit longer for those positive pregnancy test videos to go up so I would know the results of the ultrasound before I posted anything about this pregnancy. So thank you for your guys' patience with that and giving me a little bit of privacy and space to share my results and like process whatever's going on with myself and my family and friends and stuff. But now I think I will get you guys caught up to more in real time with these videos that are going up and the ultrasound. So I think I started saying all this because I was saying the ultrasound should be up not too much longer after this video goes up, because I want to catch you guys up to a little more in real time. I haven't really decided how often I'm going to post about my pregnancy though, because really what was important to me is to make videos about TTC, and assuming this pregnancy goes, you know, till the end and I end up giving birth to a baby at the end of it, like I'm not going to have any more TTC videos, I don't think. So I did post pregnancy content last pregnancy and I enjoyed doing it at that point, but that was like the only type of content on my channel. Now I do personal finance, so I haven't decided how much I'm going to be posting about my actual pregnancy. I just don't know. I don't feel really excited about posting pregnancy updates. I felt like the TTC stuff was really important because people who are struggling to get pregnant, like, you really need support and to hear other people's stories to get you through, or at least I found it really helpful when I was trying to get pregnant to watch other people's stories. So I wanted to do that both times I was trying to get pregnant, but now I don't know. Maybe I will do pregnancy updates periodically. I just don't know. I mean, obviously if there's like complications or anything that goes on, I would probably post about that, just because I feel like that's, again, kind of the same idea that it could help other people that are going through the same thing. But if everything's just like status quo, normal pregnancy, all the symptoms that you could find when you like Google what are first trimester symptoms or what are second trimester symptoms, if it's like nothing new, I just don't know if I'll want to post that much about my pregnancy. I just want to be honest with you guys, so you're not expecting like monthly updates or anything, because I just don't know that I want to do that. I may change my mind. Oops, I just kicked my tripod. I guess I can ask you guys, like, what would you want to see about this pregnancy? I mean, would you want to see updates? How often would you want to see updates? I can't promise that I'll like do what you guys say, but I guess it would be helpful to know what you guys are interested in at this point. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for coming along this journey with me. I'm feeling definitely more confident than I did right after I got my positive pregnancy test, but like I said, I'll feel better in, let's see, for me it's about 10 days from now I have my first ultrasound, so I'm about 5 weeks pregnant today. So my daughter is starting to yell in the background, so that's my cue to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate you guys being so supportive of me throughout my TTC journey. I am so relieved that, hopefully, knock on wood, this time was much faster than last time. I totally attribute it to me being on the thyroid medication. I think that made all the difference. And I've been on it since about like 6 months before I got pregnant with my daughter last time, and I think that's what was wrong. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.